Action figures in play!
Welcome to the newest edition of TNInews with your host, JC. Hey, all you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here, and welcome to Friday's edition of TNInews for the week of June 14th. So before we get into the news today, I just wanted to give you a quick update. So over the last several weeks, I've been doing live stream videos on Mondays and Wednesdays, giving you the latest news. And then on Friday, I do this pre-recorded video recapping stuff throughout the week, plus anything new that happens from Wednesday to Friday. Next week, however, it's going to be a little bit different. On Monday and Wednesday, I should have live stream news videos for you guys that go up about 3 p.m. Eastern time during the day. But on Friday, I'm going to be hitting the road. I'm going to be heading down to Augusta, Georgia, and for JoeFest. So I probably won't have any videos up on Friday. And then I will probably be doing some filming from the convention over the weekend. So while it's a GIJoe convention, though, Hasbro will not actually be at that convention, so there won't be any kind of like new GIJoe classified reveals or anything. But there are going to be a number of other companies that will be attending, some that really have absolutely nothing to do with GIJoe, like the Four Horsemen will be there. Though I don't know if they'll have anything new on display. They might just be selling stuff. Big Bad Toy Store is going to be there with their Monster Force line, and they've got an exclusive for the convention with Fresh Monkey Fiction. That's a kind of a joint line between Big Bad Toy Store and Fresh Monkey Fiction, and they actually have some convention exclusives, which I'm going to talk about here in a few minutes. So they'll be there. Super 7 is going to be there. They will be debuting their new O-ring reaction GIJoe 3 3/4 inch line. So we'll be getting our first look at those figures during JoeFest as well. And then some other smaller companies will be in attendance. So again, no Hasbro, no GIJoe classified reveals next weekend, but there, we probably will see some good stuff. And again, I will be bringing you coverage of that event next weekend. But no regular video on Friday next week because I'll be traveling down to the convention, which again is in Augusta, Georgia. Okay, so let's get into the news for this week, and let's start off with some news on the Marvel front. So first of all, we've got this new teaser for a new Marvel-based MAFEX figure from the Spider-Man No Way Home movie. Man, I can't believe they're actually still doing figures from this movie, and in fact, continue to do more Spider-Man figures from this movie. But this time, it looks like we're getting the integrated suit, Peter Parker integrated suit version from that movie. Right now, we just have this image, so no idea exactly when this is going to go up for pre-order. Probably within the next week, but and of course we'll get more images and details on the figure at that point. But again, for you MAFEX fans, we do have another Spider-Man No Way Home figure coming to the line. And then from Hot Toys, we got our first look at the new Deadpool and Wolverine 1/6 scale Wolverine figure. So Logan in his X-Men costume. This is a 12-inch figure, of course. Now, I talked about this in the live stream, I think on Wednesday, either Monday or Wednesday. However, I think I mixed something up because there's two versions of this figure. There's the deluxe version and there's the regular version. And I believe I said the masthead only came with the deluxe version. And in fact, it's the other way around. The masthead comes with the regular version and the deluxe version. And then if you want the unmasked Hugh Jackman head, which actually looks really good, at least based on these images, then you have to get the more expensive deluxe version. So I think I said it backwards when I was talking about this figure in the live stream. Now, other things the deluxe version has is you have a choice of either featuring the figure with the sleeves or without the sleeves. You've got some battle damage parts you can put on the outfit. We've seen in the trailers as the movie goes along, it looks like the costume definitely takes some wear and tear. So you can either have it looking more pristine and new, or you can have it look more beat up, like it probably ends up, at the end of the movie. Now, as I mentioned in that live stream, if you're going to go, if you've got the money to spend on a Hot Toys figure, My recommendation is spend a little bit extra money and go with the deluxe version. The regular version is about $295, and the deluxe version is about $355. But again, if you're going to spend that much money, my recommendation would be go with the deluxe version. Now, both of these versions went up for pre-order this week at places like our sponsor, Big Bad Toy Store. However, the deluxe version, at least at Big Bad Toy Store, is currently sold out. So I guess if you're going to buy it there, you'll have to go with the regular version. Now, I know like Sideshow has this figure on their website. I don't know if both versions are still available there or not. So you'd have to try and search around and see if you could still find a deluxe version if you want that one. But again, we've got our first look at the Deadpool Wolverine figure, and previously Hot Toys had teased both Deadpool and Wolverine, so I'm sure we will see Deadpool in the near future. Though how different that'll look from previous Deadpool movie figures that Hot Toys done, I'm really not sure. Now jumping into Marvel Legends, so earlier this week going up for pre-order was a new deluxe figure, the MCU Man-Thing based on the Werewolf by Night, God, I always do that, Disney Plus series. So it is essentially a reuse of the Build-A-Figure that was released previously, the comic book based Build-A-Figure. It does have some more paint applications applied to it, different head sculpt, maybe some different hands. I think the hands are a little bit different, but I think the overall body is pretty much just the Build-A-Figure that Hasbro did a couple years ago. But this is billed as an MCU figure. And again, it went up for pre-order this week. Last time I checked, it was still available. You can get it at places like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. I don't think Amazon is carrying this one, so you'll have to go to one of the actual fan channel retailers like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, Hasbro Pulse. And the cost of this one is $39.99. And Hasbro also has announced that we're going to be getting another Marvel Legend fan stream from Hasbro next week, next Monday to be specific, at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, of course, on the Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel. So as far as what they're going to be showing off, Dwight Stahl released this image, which is just a wall of skulls, asking what could this be teasing for next week's reveal. So I have absolutely no idea. I've seen quite a few guesses. Now, based on rumors, based on figures that we've seen rumored to be coming to the line, the only things that really kind of stood out involving skulls to me, there's a Crossbone Constrictor 2-pack that's supposed to be coming. So Crossbone with the skull. Also, Destiny Mystique 2-pack, Mystique has the skull on her belt and things like that. Though I don't know, what a whole wall of skulls would actually be implying. I've seen a lot of guesses, Mephisto, another Ghost Rider figure maybe, just all kinds of guesses. And again, I mean, this basically clue is so vague that I'm not sure any of us are going to actually guess what this is actually teasing for a reveal next week. Now, also, I want to know, I think a lot of people have been wondering whether we might see the Deadpool Wolverine figures finally revealed in Monday's live stream. And I'm going to say tentatively no, only because I forget, it was one of the more recent live streams when people were asking if we were going to finally see the Deadpool Wolverine figures from Hasbro. Ryan Ting had said that they don't reveal those in their fan stream. So the only way I could see us seeing those in Monday's video is if those figures got revealed beforehand on like a corporate media site or Marvel.com, something like that. So if maybe early in the morning, which to me really doesn't seem likely, but I was even hoping maybe today, one of those sites might show off Hasbro Marvel Legend Deadpool Wolverine figures, but it's late enough in the day. I don't think that's happening. Hasbro doesn't usually do reveals over the weekend unless there's like a convention or something going on. So I don't think we're going to see any reveals over the weekend. So they would literally have to reveal it on some website in the morning before 11 o'clock. And then maybe they could then have them on hand and talk more about them. But for right now, I'm going to say probably nothing. We're not going to see anything on the Deadpool Wolverine stuff. but I don't really have any lowdowns on what they will be revealing. Now there should be a pre-order, some type of Marvel Legend pre-order coming to fan channels like Amazon, or I don't know if Amazon, but Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store on Tuesday. So whatever's revealed on Monday, there's going to be at least one new pre-order on Tuesday. But again, as far as what, they might tease some more stuff over the weekend, later today even maybe. But basically, we're probably just going to have to wait until Monday and see what they actually reveal. Okay, now let's jump into some Transformer news. And we've actually had quite a bit of Transformer news this week as well. So first of all, I just wanted to show you this new Transformer Lego set for a G1 type Bumblebee figure. So this is going to cost you $90. It is available for pre-order on the Lego shop website. Right now, that's the only place I've seen it available for pre-order. Eventually, places like Amazon will probably get it, and then you'll probably be able to find it at physical stores as well. It's got 950 pieces. It's supposed to be released on July 1st. I talked about this figure on Wednesday's live stream, and somebody had asked me how it scaled with the G1 Optimus Prime Lego set that had previously been released, and I didn't have this image on Wednesday, but if you're watching, here's a pretty good size comparison image showing the two figures together. And kind of as I suspected, I don't necessarily consider it true G1 scale, as I feel like Bumblebee is a little bit shorter than that than Optimus, but definitely Optimus is bigger than Bumblebee here, so I think overall it works. Now, yesterday we got a bunch of new Transformer pre-orders that went live. So first of all, this is a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive. It is the Transformer Legacy United Generations Select Deluxe GoBot Guardians 3-pack. So this set uses the GoBots name. These are obviously not GoBots. They are repainted G1 Transformers. Warpath, Cosmos, and Gears is who they're based on, but repainted. Now renamed Pathfinder, Smallfoot, and Treads. Now this is something Hasbro did years ago. Hasbro attained the GoBots name years ago. I want to say in like the earlier mid 2000s is when they got the name. But I think it's just name only. I don't think they can like reproduce the original GoBot toys and stuff. So another company actually was doing that for a little while. But as far as this, it's just essentially in name only. But this repaint set is available for pre-order now. This is being offered here in the U.S. as a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive, and the cost of this one is $75. Then we have a new Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Cyberverse Universe Slipstream figure. This one is going to cost you $26. We've got a Transformers Legacy United Voyager Animated Universe Decepticon Motor Master. That one's going to cost you $35. We also have the Transformers Legacy United Leader Armada Universe Galvatron. So a pretty cool representation of that Armada figure back in the day. Probably the coolest pre-order is a new Transformer Legacy United Leader G1 Universe Soundwave. So this is a really nice looking Soundwave. If you're a G1 fan, you get 3 cassette tapes with it. You get Frenzy. Actually, they call it Rumbler. I always considered the blue one cassette Frenzy, but they're calling it Rumbler. Ravage and Buzzsaw are the 3 cassettes that are included with this one, and he does transform into that 80s like cassette deck. And then his robot mode looks pretty much like his G1 appearance, and he stands a little over 8 inches tall. So this one is around $55. And then finally, for you Optimus Prime fans, we have a new Transformer Legacy United Deluxe G1 Universe Optimus Prime that's going to cost about $26. No trailer or anything with this one. Optimus, again, it's a deluxe figure, so he stands about a little over 5 inches. But all of these figures are available for pre-order now. All right, now let's get into some Star Wars news real quick. So we had new pre-orders this week for Star Wars. We had another batch of reissue figures. So every week we seem to be getting some new reissues. So this week we are getting from the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, we're getting Cal Kestis, and then from Clone Wars we are getting Plo Koon. So Jedi Master Plo Koon. So again, both those figures went up for pre-order this week. I think they're still pretty widely available. You can get them at places like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, costs about $25. We've got yesterday we had going up for pre-order at places like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, the Black Series Holocom OSHA figure. So from the new series, the Acolyte series, which has caused a lot of friction among Star Wars fans on the internet. This one is going to cost you about $28. We've also got both a Black Series and a vintage collection version of the OSHA character from that series that went up for pre-order this week. We got a box set featuring retro, Kenner-like figures from the Acolyte series that went up for pre-order. And then we also got several other Holocom figures announced, and some have gone up for pre-order, like the Ezra Bridger figure from the Ahsoka series. Again, that one is available. It's a fan channel release, available at places like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. Other figures, other Holocom figures that are going to be going up soon. We're getting the May character. That is going to be going up for pre-order pretty soon. That's going to be part of the Walmart CollectorCon event, which is going to be kicking off on July 25th. So that'll be a 2-day event on the 25th and 26th of July. I'll go into a little more detail on that in just a moment. But again, that's where that one is going to be made available. And then finally, for Star Wars this week, we got a new Black Series Target exclusive figure. The Shin figure from the Ahsoka series, another version of her, is getting the Target exclusive treatment, and that's going to be made available during the Walmart Geek Off event. Specifically, that one's going to go up for pre-order on the Friday, July 5th at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And again, I'll get into more details on the Target Geek Out event here in just a moment. All right, now let me segue back into the Walmart CollectorCon event news. So we got the official dates on that event. The next one, which again is going to be July 25th through the 26th. So that's a Thursday and Friday. It is the same week as San Diego Comic-Con. So if you're not familiar, the way it works, each morning Walmart puts up, generally around, I think, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, a number of different products from various companies. Oftentimes the figures are exclusive, sometimes they're not exclusive, but that's when they choose to put them up for pre-order. But again, we had that Star Wars figure that will be going up during that event. Now, Hasbro has not specifically said this yet, but likely also going up for pre-order during the event will be that Marvel Legends retro cardback Venom figure that they announced a couple of weeks ago. So they did say it was going to be a Walmart exclusive. They just didn't say exactly when it was going to be made available for pre-order. But almost definitely that will be a figure that goes up during the Walmart CollectorCon, likely on the 25th. All right, now let's jump into some GIJoe news real quick. So this week we had another round of pre-orders. So we knew these were coming because they were announced last week during Hasbro's live stream. So this week we got the new round of retro cardback figures with the Stalker, the Cobra Trooper, and the Battle Helmet Cobra Commander with the Vac Metal faceplate. So all three of those figures are still available. Last time I checked at places like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, the cost is about $25 each. So if you want to get your hands on those figures, again, they are available for pre-order now. They're also up on Amazon, and again, last time I checked, they were still available there as well. And then don't forget, next week on June 18th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we will get going up for pre-order the Cobra Stinger Jeep with the driver, also the Marauder Sergeant Slaughter figure. Those will be essentially fan channel exclusives, also available on Amazon. So Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, Amazon. So the first time we're seeing a vehicle kind of get a fairly general release, not just released on Hasbro Pulse. They will be available on Hasbro Pulse as well, but again, they will be available elsewhere. And then as far as Hasbro Pulse exclusives go, there will be one exclusive. It will be the Marauder 2-pack with the Low Light and the Spirit figure. So that will be exclusive to Hasbro Pulse, but again, going up for pre-order next week on the 18th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, now as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, when it comes to the Fresh Monkey Fiction Monster Force 112 figures, which is a joint venture between Big Bad Toy Store and Fresh Monkey Fiction. These figures are pretty much sold exclusively at Big Bad Toy Store. And as I mentioned, next weekend at JoeFest, they will be offering a couple exclusives from this line. So the two exclusives that will be going up for sale there will be the Blood Prince Dracula figure, which is essentially a red translucent version of their Dracula figure, which looks pretty cool. And then the Omen of Doom Forgotten King figure. So that's another translucent type figure. So each of these figures will cost $40. And again, they will be made available at the JoeFest convention next weekend. I think after that, they will be made available at Big Bad Toy Store. You know, if quantities are left over, they will end up selling those at Big Bad Toy Store. But you know, the Monster Force line is pretty cool. You know, one could even argue that it might fit in with your GIJoe figures. In fact, they just did a Kickstarter for a new round of figures, and one of the stretch goal figures was this hooded figure, which, you know, kind of looks like a certain Cobra leader. This one is in crimson type red. It's got the black streak with the skull and crossbones on his face, but definitely that head sculpt probably could be repainted. Assuming Hasbro never gives us a hooded Cobra Commander, you might be able to use that and repaint it blue for your Cobra Commander figure. Or you might want like a crimson red Cobra Commander figure to go with your crimson red, you know, Baroness and Crimson Twins. But nevertheless, you know, the Monster Force line figures, which can range around $38. Those are available exclusively at Big Bad Toy Store. And then one final bit of news I wanted to share with you today on the GIJoe classified front. We had some images, some new prototype images pop up online from the overseas auction site Weebio, or however you pronounce that. So these are unpainted parts for what appears to be the upcoming Nemesis Enforcer figure, you know, the Cobra Law member from the GIJoe animated movie. This is a figure Hasbro has told us is coming. They have not shown any images for it yet or given us any details on exactly how the figure is going to be released. But again, we have some prototype images that have showed up online giving us a look. Now, supposedly, the classified figure is going to be based on how the character appears in the new Skybound comics. So this image from the Skybound comics gives you kind of an idea of what the classified figure is actually going to look like. So a little bit different from how he appeared in the movie, though you do, you know, I believe you will get a head sculpt, you know, for his movie appearance along with this comic book appearance. Now, I've speculated, and it is purely speculation on my part, so we'll have to see. But based on some hints that they kind of dropped in the last live stream, I feel like this Nemesis Enforcer figure could be this year's San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. And I wouldn't even be surprised if maybe they didn't do some type of Cobra Law box set as a Comic-Con exclusive. As I say, that is just purely speculation on my part. I don't have any inside information as to what this year's San Diego Comic-Con exclusive will be. However, being we're just a little over a month away from San Diego Comic-Con, we likely will be start getting Comic-Con reveals from Hasbro in the fairly near future. You know, if not this month, then the beginning of next month, I would say. Now, speaking of Comic-Con exclusives, we have had some companies started to reveal those, including NECA, which will be making some of these available online to those who do not attend the convention. So these will be made available in limited numbers from June 26th to June 28th on the NECA store. So the latest reveal is a new Alf figure, a 7-inch scale Alf figure. This has been dubbed Super Alf. I don't actually remember this costume from the series, but it's been a very long time since I've watched Alf. So, but again, he's kind of dressed up like a superhero here. So, a definitely interesting figure. Again, this will be offered as a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, but if you're not attending the convention, you will still have an opportunity to get your hands on it. And honestly, I don't think these are going to sell out super fast. Another figure that was recently revealed is for you Universal Monster type fans, this new glow-in-the-dark version of Nosferatu, Count Orlok figure, so with the retro type card back. Again, this will be offered as one of their Comic-Con exclusives. I think last week I talked about the Flash Gordon figure and also the Predator figure. So right now, those are the only 4 they've revealed. We probably will get a few more reveals in the coming days. I'm sure there'll be some type of Turtle exclusive, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, another company that has shown off their San Diego Comic-Con exclusives is Jada Toys. Now, we had seen some images of these figures leak out and rumored to be Comic-Con exclusives, but it has now been confirmed. So we have the official images for these. So we have the Violent Ken figure, which is a deluxe type figure, has those barrels and such. So that's going to be made available at the convention center, but also for those not attending, you'll have an opportunity to buy them on the Jada Toys website, the Next Level website, starting on July 25th at 9 a.m. And then the second figure is another Chun-Li figure. This is the third one that they're doing, this time in pink colors. So a Player 2 version, pink deluxe set. And just like with the Ken, this should be available on the Jada Toys Next Level website on July 25th at 9 a.m. I'm just noticing it just says 9 a.m. It doesn't say Pacific time or Eastern time. So even though Comic-Con is on the West Coast, I'm almost going to say this is Eastern time. But I won't say that 100%. I'll have to double check that. But again, just note, if you're not going to San Diego Comic-Con this year, you'll want to be online on July 25th to try and buy these online. And I don't really know how quickly these will sell out. I feel like they might sell out, but they might not. I don't know. But definitely, if you want to make sure to get them, I would be online on July 25th. For you Masters of the Universe fans, mark your calendars for June 18th. We've got a new Masters of the Universe Origins Nightstalker. I don't know if you want to call this a figure or vehicle. I guess it's a vehicle, because it's mechanical. So the bad guy's version of the horse, the Nightstalker, is going to be offered this time as a Mattel Creations exclusive. The good guy version was a general release, but it really didn't seem to sell well because it ended up going on clearance pretty much everywhere. But this one is a Mattel Creation exclusive, going up again on June 18th at 12 p.m. Eastern time. The cost of this one is $33, so it's actually not really any more expensive than the retail price of the other one, which cost about $33 if I remember correctly. So again, that one did end up getting discounted. This one probably will not. It might even sell out depending on how limited they make it. But if you want to get your hands on this one, then again, be on the Mattel Creations website, June 18th at 12 p.m. Eastern time. For WWE fans, the new Survivor Series 2024 Elite Collection Build-A-Figure Wave is available for pre-order now. You can get it at places like Big Bad Toy Store or Entertainment Earth. The cost of the figures are about $24 each. This wave includes Kevin Owens, the Bloodline version of Sami Zayn, Bushwhacker Butch, and Luke. And then the Build-A-Figure for this wave is the General Manager Adam Pearce. So, as I say, this entire wave is available for pre-order now. For you Toxic Avenger fans, we've got a new Toxic Avenger Ultimate figure from Super 7 that went up for pre-order this week. The cost of this one is $55. So, you get the flag, the broom flag with blood on it. You get an alternate head and alternate pairs of hands. And if you've been collecting the other Toxic Avenger figures, this is one that you will probably want to check out. Also this week from Super 7, we got the latest round of ThunderCat figures that went up for pre-order. So this wave is going to include Lion-O's father, Claudius, along with a Royal Thunderian Guard. We are getting a deluxe figure of Luna and a Muck. So that one's going to cost you a bit more. And then the final figure, one of the Burbles, Robo Bear Bill, is rounding out this wave, and that one does in fact cost the same as the other regular figures, just like we saw with Snarf. So again, all of these figures are available for pre-order now. Okay, let's finish off today with some news on the McFarlane toy front. So first of all, we've got a new GameStop exclusive figure that has gone up for pre-order. This is part of the Dragons line, specifically from Game of Thrones. It is the Frostbite edition, done in that translucent type plastic. The cost of this one is $40. Again, this is being offered as a GameStop exclusive, and it is available for pre-order now. Okay, and then also going up for pre-order this morning as part of the Target Geek-Out event were several new McFarlane figures. So if you're not familiar with the Geek-Out event, every Friday for several weeks, this was the first Friday for the summer Geek-Out of this year. And then every Friday between now and July 19th, we will get new pre-orders on the Target website from various companies. Every week it's company specific. So this week it was McFarlane Toys. As I mentioned earlier with the Star Wars, there's going to be some type of one of those Star Wars exclusives is going to be going up on July 5th. So that day we can, basically assume that there'll at least be Star Wars, if not other Hasbro products as well. Sometimes they break up the Hasbro stuff and sometimes they don't, so we'll have to see. But definitely July 5th looks like will be a Hasbro day. And then oftentimes we'll see companies like NECA, even though with the Holothon stuff, I don't know if we'll see anything from NECA, but like Mattel, just various companies, Funko, Lego, things like that. So, and we don't know exactly until essentially the Friday of each week what company is going to be going up. But this week was McFarlane Toys, and we got 5 different pre-orders that went up for this week. So, surprisingly, I thought, as I had mentioned on Wednesday, I thought one of the pre-orders was going to be the new wave of Batman animated series figures. In fact, when we speculated and posted about that, Todd McFarlane himself even retweeted our post about it, which I took to assume was a confirmation. I had only speculated because they had announced those figures as Target store exclusives back during WonderCon. But those did not go up today. So those, I guess, will be going up at a later time, with that Bruce Wayne Build-A-Figure. But what did go up for today was a reissue of the DC Direct Batmobile figure, or not figure, but vehicle, which if you have the original, then you probably don't need to get this one. But if you don't have the original one that was released by DC Direct, then I do highly recommend that you check this one out. It is nicely detailed. It's got lights to it. It was, this was put out originally by DC Direct years ago, but it was a great toy. I have it in my collection, which is why I didn't buy one today, but it is great. And even better is it's actually cheaper than what it was originally selling for by DC Direct back in the day. At Target, this is only going to cost you $80. Now, it does not include any figures. So if you don't have any animated series figures with like soft goods capes, which DC Direct did back in the day, I don't know if McFarlane has done Batman, Robin, and soft good capes or not, but you will need to probably track those down because the plastic capes don't work well sitting the figures in there. But again, it's a nice vehicle, and I do recommend that you check it out. The other items that went up, which were really kind of surprises, we got a new DC Multiverse Metallo figure for, again, the DC Multiverse line. This is a modern version of the Metallo character. Also Fire, so with the translucent green plastic, so that one went up today. And last time I checked, the only thing that had sold out was the Joker and Punchline 2-pack, which they'd done before, but this version comes with an autographed card by the artist of that comic. So, and that one had sold out last time I checked. But again, everything else, I believe, is still available on the Target website. And then the final item that went up was a DC Multiverse Rookie and Mr. Bloom 2-pack. That was the final item that went up today. So I'm going to say we probably will get another, sometime during this event because, again, those Batman animated series figures, which will be Target store exclusives, I would imagine, are going to go up at some point. So, sometime between now and that July 11th date, we'll probably see another Friday dedicated to McFarlane. Again, that's speculation on my part, but I'm just guessing. And then, like I say, we know July 5th will be Star Wars, so that'll be dedicated to Star Wars, at least, if not other Hasbro products. And I'm sorry, the event runs till July 19th. I said July 11th, but it's July 19th, so it'll be every Friday between now and July 19th. Now, those were not the only pre-orders from McFarlane today. So as mainline releases, we got a new round of collector edition figures that went up at noon today at places like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, Amazon, the McFarlane store. The Sergeant Rock figure that I talked about earlier this week, the Connor Kent figure, which I talked about on Wednesday, and then finally the Manga Batman figure. So turns out all 3 versions do have Platinum Editions. For Sergeant Rock, neither the Platinum Edition nor the regular version come with a gun. You get a shovel and a knife. I guess it's okay to kill people with a knife, but not a gun. So no gun for Sergeant Rock, even though, Todd had previously talked about in interviews and stuff that he had talked to Warner Brothers about, wanting to give a character like a military character like Sergeant Rock, it made sense to give him a gun, and he seemed to indicate that, at least in some limited way, which is why I was thinking the Platinum Edition would end up having a gun, but that's not the case. The Platinum Edition is just basically done all green to look like, an old little miniature army figure. So that, again, no gun for Sergeant Rock, either the Platinum version or the regular version. Connor Kent has 3 different head sculpts, the regular version that is, and which includes the regular face, the angry face, and then the bald head, the Lex Luthor bald head. Now, as far as the Platinum version goes, it looks like he just has a little bit lighter jeans, so nothing really major there. And then finally, the Manga Batman, which has, again, different colored version, a bit lighter color version for the Platinum Edition. So in this particular round of figures, as far as the Platinum Editions go, they don't seem that stellar to me, so if you're not able to get your hands on them, it doesn't seem like it'll be that big of a deal. And, if you're not familiar, the Platinum Edition figures are basically randomly inserted chase figures. Essentially, it's like usually one figure per case. So, if you buy an entire case, which you can do at places like the McFarlane store, then you would be assured at least getting one Platinum Edition of each figure. But as I say, at least for me, in this particular case, none of these Platinum versions really seem worth trying to hunt down. So I'd be happy with the regular versions. And I've seen a lot of mixed reactions with the Sergeant Rock figure, with the head sculpt and things like that. And then, of course, just not having a gun seems very weird for a military soldier who is known for using guns. But there you go. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys today. As always, please consider liking this video. If you're new to the channel, think about subscribing and hitting that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. As always, guys, stay safe out there. Have a great weekend. And until next time, I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching today's video. Now, if you're new to the channel, please think about hitting that subscribe button. Also, hit the bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. For all the latest action figure news, be sure to head over to ToyNewsEye.com, MarvelousNews.com, JediInsider.com, and TFormers.com. And remember, action figures are great,